Hello, my name is Kyle, the Iron Marshmallow. You're watching Nobody's Listening.
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
We're going to take it up for Kyle.
You were not supposed to be in this episode.
No, this is the NSFW episode, not safe for work.
Oh, I thought it was.
Hey.
Hi.
What are you doing
What
here?
are you doing? You know you're not supposed to be in this episode. Well, thanks for doing the intro.
Hey, give me a hug.
You saved me some work.
Love you, buddy.
Go play Fortnite.
Go play Fortnite.
Kids these days.
All right, you ready to do it the right way?
Yeah, I guess we can do it the right way. He's going to be a good YouTuber when he gets older.
He is.
Yeah, he's going to be really good.
A
lot of episodes.
Did he call me a marshmallow?
He called you Iron Man Marshmallow.
Yeah.
I just realized he changed my name.
Yeah, he's been calling you Iron Man Marshmallow because he can't get the Irishman Morrow right.
The one episode he tried to photobomb
And
is the one we couldn't have him in.
you know what? I'm proud of him. I'm just going to say this. I am proud of him. He's trying, and you got to admit he did pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I think we ought to go ahead and do this properly. Can I get my name propped up? Right?
Yes, you can.
Awesome. All right, let's do this. Hello, everybody. My name is Kyle the Irishman Morrow, and not a marshmallow. And you
I've
are
seen you
watching.
without your shirt on. You're a marshmallow. Go ahead.
You're watching. Nobody's listening. They left me, and now they're calling me a marshmallow.
You're Stay Puff.
Anyway,
Go ahead.
on audio
Alex Fatman Gregory.
and on video.
James Papa Fozzie Leach.
Oh, those white arms.
I know that was like blinding. So we've got an awesome little video for you guys, but I'm going to go ahead and dish out a little bit of a warning. If you have children in the room, if you haven't read from our title, this is a very naughty episode. Now, we are going to have a little geek, news kind of thrown into the center of it all, but both beginning and ending stories are going to be kind of
More adult.
very adult.
NSFW.
So if you have children, we're going to ask that you please make them leave or come back at a later date and watch the video, and you can talk all that.
Yeah. Normally we would not do one of this topic, but we had two stories that
Back to back.
they were newsworthy. One of them's not getting covered. The other one you're probably seeing everywhere if you use Tumbler.
So let's go ahead and pull up the first story.
Story one.
Because I have a little bit of a story to tell with this one and why we're covering this. So I like to watch videos on YouTube that talk about new and upcoming games. I love seeing them. You see little tidbits of the trailers, and you get a sense of what's getting ready to come out on what console. Well, this game, Wildlife, which actually is being done by Adeptus Steve, apparently was supposed to come out on PlayStation and Xbox. Now, what makes this really weird was one of the things that they actually talked about in the game was sex. Told you it was going to be naughty. So apparently this is a big part of the game, and that did not compute with me because I know that Sony has been doing a big purge of late to where anything with, dare I say, big-tittied women or
Show Bobs.
anything like that.
Pillows.
Anything that involves stuff like that, they have been kind of purging of late. Now, there's no real truth, or we're not entirely sure if Sony is actually doing this. So who knows? This might actually happen, but according to the company, that's not going to happen. So the game itself is called Wildlife. It is considered an action RPG survival sex game, and they go into great detail with this, and I'm talking about
On everything.
Yeah.
including below the belt for both male and female.
Uncensored.
And as a matter of fact, I'm going to throw this out there again. This is why your children should
The
not be in the room.
over-the-shoulder on the screen.
On the plus side, from what I read, at least they are doing a censored version as well.
Are they?
I don't want to play that.
When I talk, yeah, I know that kind of kills half of the fun.
Well,
I actually talked to the company. I meant to have this out when I got here, but I
keep that in your pants. It's not that type of show.
Zip. No, I actually talked to the company itself. I sent them a little message on Tumbler, And they actually commented back and they told me about this game. Now, I flat out asked them one very simple question. Good Lord, how much?
We talk a lot.
Y'all talk way too much. And it's all you and Alex, too. And it's all computer stuff.
You were asleep.
That was Monday's episode and you were asleep.
I was asleep for that whole episode.
No.
Almost. We're almost there. All
Almost
right. Sorry
there
about
we
that.
are.
Sorry about that. So I asked one simple question, and we're going to have this up on screen for you guys to actually read. I asked, is this game only about sex, or does it have more than that? We might talk about this on our podcast. They gave me a pretty generic response saying sex is a big part of the game, but the game itself will have much more. Combat, survival, RPG elements, stories, quest lines, 5 different factions, and a large world to explore and uncover the background lore. And then they asked me what podcast. I did give them a response. It was pretty generic response on my end as well. And we're just going to leave it at that. They said, oh, cool. And that was kind of it. But they did answer this question with what I wanted to know, because in the trailer that I actually watched, which we will have linked down below for you to watch, I am not going to lie. Don't have children in the room when you watch this. Even though they tried to blur the screens while the guys are working, because, they try to make it look movie quality, you could tell that there was a chick in the background giving a dude a blowjob.
They blurred it,
but it was pretty clear of what was going on. And if you actually go check out their Tumblr, their Twitter, or the Patreon, you'll see how in detail this company gets. So the reason why I wanted to talk about this was the fact that it was going to be on console. This turned out not to be true, that apparently it's only going to be on computer. And I did not bring up... But anyway, I'm going to ask y'all a question while I'm doing this. Do you think that this is too real? Do you think this is going too far?
I think so. To me, it's a little bit too far. I mean, it's one thing to have...
It is for adults only.
Well, it is. And I guess, you can't make people not, make something.
Yeah.
I mean, but porn is everywhere. Sex is everywhere. They use sex to sell freaking hamburgers. Literally.
Thank you, Hardee's. That was nice.
My cholesterol jumped up 20 points.
And all I did was watch the commercial.
Yeah.
No.
But,
see, when
it's one thing to have boobs bouncing in the Mortal Kombat games.
Jiggle physics.
Or, jizzle.
Jizzle? Oh, speaking of jizzle physics.
Oh, Lord.
Apparently, supposedly, I don't know how true this is. This may change. Keep in mind, they're still working on the game. But supposedly, there's a button where you can nut.
What?
You choose.
Where you can orgasm.
You can clue when you climax.
You can climax.
So it could be interactive in a sense.
Well, see, this is another question I have is it online? And there's another question that I have is, why are there beasts in there? I mean, I get that's a whole genre.
See,
if you've been on Tumblr at all in your life, you've probably seen something like this before.
See, when you first sent me the link, I saw the Patreon video.
Yeah, I did
and
too.
from the Patreon video, it looked like, okay, this is going to be an action RPG dungeon crawler with a little adult theme to it.
That's what I thought.
The more we got closer to D-Day, it was like...
The more research we did into this, the more I kept going, what?
This became a train wreck.
So,
we had to see how bad it was going to get.
Is the sex in it like you walk up to a player? Is it MMORPG?
See, that's the thing. I don't understand if it
Could
is
you have like virtual sex with another character?
Yes.
So it's like camming from back in the day.
Yeah. Except you're doing it with your avatar. And the avatar can be human, and I know for a fact I've seen a wolf. He's seen a pony show.
So what?
I know it just it boggles your mind, but at
do
the
you
same
remember
time,
the movie The Gamer or Gamer
where
they had the convicts under control, and there was a virtual world where people were were the avatars and they could have sex.
That's kind of made me think of.
That's what it made me think
Except
of.
that,
like, how close is art to imitating life right now?
Pretty close.
Pretty damn close.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The graphics look good, and what they said.
I know some of the graphics look really good.
But I mean, the characters look interesting. I don't want to sound pervy on YouTube, but I'm not going to lie. It's one of those things where it's like, when I was back in college and single, I would have been all over this. I mean, and that's the real appeal, isn't it? I mean, isn't that the kind of people they're appealing to?
The horny college student?
The horny college student.
But see, here's the thing, though. If you were,
we got one waving his arm like, me.
Yeah, I don't have the audience cam hooked up right now.
Yeah.
This is the episode he stays awake for.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's the naughty episode.
You little pervert.
And he had no about the idea about this story.
Yeah, we didn't tell him anything about the story, so he's kind of...
He's on the edge of his seat like, tell me more.
I need a link to that Patreon. I got $100.
I'll send you the
I'm
link.
Doing nothing with
I will send you the link, and you can enjoy it. It was cool, first off, that the company actually, answered my question. That was very nice of them. And by the way, hello, because they did want to actually see this episode,
right.
So I'm going to send it to them. So, hi.
They might not like us after this.
No, we're not talking
I have
bad.
my opinion, but I'm not like talking bad about them, but they might not like
there
my
is
opinion.
a market for it. There is a market for it.
It's just...
Tumbler's going out. I mean, this is the best time in the world to have this kind of game.
Yeah.
And that's a story we'll talk about later if you haven't heard. But I mean, all right, let's go to you on this one. When you were younger, not married, single, and in college.
Yeah, I probably would have lost some hours on a game.
You would have lost it on it. I mean, the idea of it being an RPG quest kind of game, it does add some playability to it. I mean, it's more than just being a horny nerd.
Well, I would like to know.
Can you trade items by having sex with another character?
No, but that's an idea.
That's one of the things I want more information on is, can you do
Where
it
does
as
the sex play
strictly
in?
a dungeon crawler, or do certain missions require you to do things
What
like
it
that?
made me think of was Ark. See, that's exactly what it made me think of. And that's what I thought it was, because Ark was one of those games that had a little bit of shock value to. I mean, literally after you ate or drank something, you had to use the bathroom. If you didn't, your character got sick. Like, that's how real it was.
Really?
Yeah, it was a part of it. And then you could collect said fecal matter. I know, I'm sorry. This is a terrible episode. But you could use it for growing plants. I mean, that's how in-depth games are getting
Human
now.
feces makes terrible fertilizer, by the way.
Yeah. But if you didn't have any,
it would still be terrible fertilizer.
It would be a fertilizer in general.
Yeah.
It taints whatever you grow. It does.
Back on subject, though. I mean, to me, I don't know. I part of me thinks good for you, because, I mean, there's a market for it, and... sex sells. I mean, just do you. If you're happy doing this, go for it. Would you play it?
I would.
If I could get a hold of a free copy, I would probably try it just to see what it's like.
But I mean, would you pay $10 just to try it out for a month? Yeah. Just out of curiosity more than anything? Yeah.
$10 just to try it, yeah. I mean, I've blown more than that on
of course you
games.
would.
Andrew's like,
I have $100. I want to buy the full copy. Everything included.
I don't know. I mean, it's a thing. There's a market for it. Apparently, it's not.
No, there is no apparently to it. If you've ever gone on the internet where they don't censor people,
I know that games where the goal is to it's like a tap the button and make the avatar orgasm kind of games. I know those are there.
But it's like this is way beyond.
This is an involved game.
And you choose different positions, and everybody's kind of active.
Is it going to have the full camera? Hey, can you customize your character, if you know what I mean?
And that's another thing I had a question on as well. Is this going to be able to be like, can you customize your character? I mean, if you pick a female character, can you be a double D? Or, I mean, can you be the itty bitty titty committee?
Or do you have to level up to gain?
Biodome. Go bigger. Go bigger.
I mean, to me...
90s reference.
But to me, I don't know. To me, it seems like it's almost a little too far in some aspects.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. I mean, really don't get me wrong. I like the fact that you've added some form of realism, because sex is a part of life. I mean, you have kids. I mean... we saw the intro. That
gonna
didn't
have
come
little
from
avatar
nowhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it came from something.
It came from something. So I
I think
mean,
he was a Valentine's Day present. I have to do the math.
I wonder if they're going to throw in little avatar babies.
see, that's another
Ooh.
thing. His birth
You
gonna be a
want to
part
do
of
this?
Yeah.
You want to do this? Here's your consequence.
Could
And
you
then
imagine
it
to be
has
like,
a bearing on the game, like you have to protect the baby while you're foraging
Yeah.
or whatever, you know.
is there going to be a building aspect? Can you build your house? And it's like, oh God, I got to add an
Can you
extra
build a house from
room.
babies?
Yeah, I mean, wait, what? What'd you say?
You build a house from babies. Like you have a bunch of babies in the game and just build a house out of them, stack them like bricks.
We're going full grease on this one. Brick. I mean, this is, did we peg? Oh, okay. Anyway,
sorry.
But yeah, we're going to move on. This to me just sounded interesting. Go check out the Patreon. Go check out the Tumblr. Go check out the Twitter. And, you know, to that company, I don't know what to say to you. Like it's one of those things where I agree with what you're doing. I think you ought to do what you're
understand
doing.
Continue the hard work.
Yeah, continue the hard
hard
work. And all in all, I don't know. I would play it. I'd try it.
I would try it out. I
just
mean,
so
I don't
that way-
think it's like he said in the message. It's just a part of it, but it's going to have this.
It's a
huge-
big part of it, but yeah.
But there's
More to
larger factions to it.
I mean, what you guys are actually writing lore for this? Like, you guys are going in great detail. I've got to give
my
it to you.
This reminds me of a porno. It reminds me of a porno comic that I read one time. It was like a porno spoof on Conan the Barbarian, and it was a comic strip.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. And it was, yeah,
Who knew?
you know, it's a long ass time ago.
Anyway, tell us down below. Would you play this game? I mean, this is.
I would try it out. I really,
I really would. I really would try it out. So obviously, there's a market. It's the shock value behind it. I have to know. So.
I would pay $10 for it, but you know, an advanced copy wouldn't be too bad for testing purposes.
But
I would
definitely
try
go
it out.
check
No,
them
in all
out.
seriousness, I would try it out. I would see what
Hey,
it's
my
about.
game review channel coming up in the spring. Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
true.
hey,
We
yeah,
have
check it out, the
other
Super
things
Gregory
in the
Brothers.
work. We have other things in the works. It's going to be fun. Me and James are working on something.
Yeah,
kind of behind the scenes.
There's.
And,
I keep telling them they should call it the Super Gregory Brothers, but they're like, he's like, and that one's like, I dig it. Think about it. You guys can wear matching, color coordinated clothing. Like,
he said no.
we didn't do that when we were 5.
Congratulations, you made us agree on something.
Bringing families together.
All right, let's
what we
move
do
on
here.
to the next story. That story. Just
I'm
comment
one-
down
I'm one-
below.
I'm
That one
excited
took
to this
a
one.
lot longer than I thought it would.
Yeah,
did.
I know. I'm sorry, but it was one of those things that you just couldn't like
It
us.
took a lot longer than I thought it would.
Yeah, so let's.
Like,
Let's-
like a lot. Do it with me. Do it with me.
lot
Like a lot longer.
And pass it off. It took a lot longer than we were expecting, so we're going to make this one real short.
Is it going to
'cause-
cost money to get certain enhancements?
We don't know yet.
I don't
Anyway,
know.
Moving on.
Move on.
All right, so Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 has finally been announced. It's called The Black Order, and it's only going to be on the Switch.
hey, I'm glad I got one.
Now, the whole... He's so proud. So this is actually going to be developed by Koei Tomco Games and Team Ninja. It's going to be published by Nintendo, and they're expecting it to come out somewhere in 2019, obviously. Now, the whole concept of this is to create your ultimate Marvel team and team up with your friends and try to defeat Thanos. So, yeah, you get to fight Thanos on this one. You got to stop that mystical snap for some reason we can't
Aim
understand.
for the head.
We can't seem to understand the snap. Go and check out our last video if you haven't seen it already. We
Aim
kind
for
of
the
talked
head and
about
do
that.
not get Star-Lord.
Leave Star-Lord out of this. Poor
When did
Star-Lord.
the first Marvel Ultimate Alliance come out?
I don't know, but
Was it for PlayStation 2?
I think so.
There was an RPG Marvel game.
I know the second one
Way
came
back.
out in 2009 because I've actually played a little bit.
It might
of it.
be on the. It might be the one I'm because I'm. I think no. I'm thinking of Rise of the Inhumans.
Yeah.
That was a Marvel game I played on PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
think
was
this
just
is
wondering because I played one of them and I really liked it. It wasn't that good, but I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, all right. So the main question and the only real question I have for this, you got a chance to pick from the Marvel universe. We've all seen the movies, so we know what's popular right now. So obviously they're going to have those characters into the game. What character are you picking?
Iron Man.
Really?
Yep.
See, I'm Iron Man. Well, technically, I'm Iron Man Marshmallow.
Spider-Man.
I'm Iron Man Marshmallow.
Iron Man
Didn't you hear the
Marshmallow.
intro? Which one are you picking?
You know which one I'm picking. America, baby.
Okay.
Captain America.
You're picking Captain America?
Captain America.
Even though Wolverine is a choice?
I play with him some, but I like Cap. I'll play with him.
This has gone too dirty. Too dirty.
This episode is not safe for work.
It is really not. Honestly, I have to agree with Alex. I would go definitely Spider-Man on this one, just because I hate that he's gone. It's that I hate it, man. It really bothers me.
So good, Mr. Stark.
Do you, all right, so we have Iron Man, Spider-Man, and Captain America. Do you think that we could survive and beat Thanos? Andrew's like, not with these morons behind the controller. This ain't happening. I don't know. I'm excited to see the game. If you haven't seen the trailer, you need to go check that out. It's really, really cool. I'm very excited with it.
I like the artwork.
Yeah, the artwork is really good. Yeah. They make the characters really look like
it's like a moving comic, like a motion
comic.
Like
it's got that cartoony feel to it. But we're actually going to move to the next story because there's not a lot to that one. No. This one,
there is, but in a lot.
All right. So, all right, let's do this. So December 17th, Tumbler is going to be getting rid of all adult content. This seems like a very dumb idea, in my personal opinion. Don't get me wrong. It is.
Why do you disagree with this motion?
Because I do.
Okay.
Well, I mean, look, it's the same thing that I have with Blizzard.
Yeah.
When you've put a product out, people have gotten used to it. People enjoy the way it is. Do not change anything. Don't fix it if it's not broken. Now, there was rumors going around. The reason they're removing this is due to child pornography. I agree. This needs to be removed. But there are better ways that you can pull this off. Pornhub does it all the time. Mm-hmm. And maybe, just maybe, you can go, hey, Pornhub, I need your help. Can you teach me how you do this? Because
how do you do that?
I mean, people are angry. I mean, people are pissed. Unbelievably pissed. And a lot of them aren't sure what they're going to do. A lot of them have pages that are dedicated to the adult content.
Yeah, there's amateurs that do their own. Yeah, have their own pages. I don't personally have Tumblr. I have a Tumblr account, but I don't have it on my phone.
I have a Tumblr account, but
I don't use it. It does nothing for me.
Yeah. No. Well, I like to get geek news off of this thing. I have seen the art and obviously other things. You kind of can't skip through Tumblr without eventually running into it.
I have a question for you.
Oh, God.
What percentage of their users are probably about to leave altogether with this?
Truthfully and honestly?
Half, 75?
Probably somewhere in that vicinity of half, if not a little more. I mean, this was the thing with Tumblr. You could do one of two things. You could treat it like a basic social site. You can treat it as, well, a lot of women sell pictures on there, and I know there's a lot of hot news, guys taking out thoughts with the IRS,
the Federal Trade,
which is kind of funny, by the way. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who are just there for the adult content.
Show Bobs.
I mean, it's one of those things where, like I said, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Now, as for the kiddie porn, yeah, okay, I agree, that needs to go.
Get it off.
But there are some people who are getting flagged, and all they do is erotic writing. They're just expressing themselves through writing.
Well, it's such an open form. It's like you said, you can interact anywhere, anyhow on there, and eventually you will see something. Even though it says, in the App Store, it has an age rating.
Yeah, it clearly has the age
18
rating.
18 years or older.
Yeah. There's no way you can enforce that. I mean, there's 10-year-olds
but
like
Pornhub,
one of those 10-year-olds just
Pornhub
left this
does
room.
it all the time, though.
Yeah, but
that's the thing. That's what bothers me.
You have to go to a website. You have to type. You have to know the name of the address, right? You just go and download Tumblr. It's a little bit easier for a kid with a phone to get on Tumblr.
But I mean, still, after a while of them posting pictures, somebody's going to flag it. And once they do that, wouldn't it be simple to go, hey, what else is on this page? And scroll through it and find out. And if it is what they're saying it is, get rid of it. It's not that hard. And that's what really kind of irks me.
Yeah.
Is that they have the opportunity. They have the stock for it. Company-wise, they're doing okay.
Yeah, but there's so many people on there just for the porn that I don't think that they want to be known as the porn app.
Technically they don't. As a matter of fact, CEO Jeff Donfrero.
Jeff Dunham?
No,
he's moving on up.
Don Alfrero. I can't say that. It is really complicated. This is not like a normal Japanese name.
Dyslexia. I'm sorry.
Anyway, he was commenting technically saying, we spent considerable time weighing the pros and cons of expression in the community that includes adult content. In doing so, it became clear that without this content, we have the opportunity to create a place where more people feel comfortable expressing themselves.
But instead they're alienating.
Well,
yeah.
Self-expression is just a code word for free porn, free amateur porn. Because there's groups of people that get off on, they might actually see someone they know, titties,
Yeah, but it's one of those.
Free expression in that sense is a code term.
Well, he's talking about just getting rid of that section of the community so people can express themselves, kind of like Facebook and Twitter.
Right.
And I got news for you. There's already 2 platforms, main platforms anyway, that cover that particular thing. Why do we need a third? When we've got something where people can express themselves in a mega form. Look, if you don't want to see this, they literally have a button that is in the settings that says, turn this off. And you will never see anything like that.
Mature content.
Period.
Okay.
Now you might see girls in booty shorts. That's no different than Instagram. I'm sorry, but it's true. But as for the content that they're talking about getting rid of, there's a button to get rid of it. Why do we need a second site, which some people are suggesting, which I think is really odd, or or just get rid of the content altogether? I don't understand.
Talking about a site that is openly welcoming.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where
talking about the child porn and that being the reason why they want to get rid of adult content is people those sick bastards that are into that shit.
Yeah,
they're not going to report it, and the pedophiles have their own code words and search terms so that they can find each other. And the chances of it accidentally popping up on somebody's news feed is slim because it doesn't line up with what they're normally searching for. So nobody's going to report it. It's going to be like a straight up accident that somebody decent that does not look at children in that sort of way.
I'm not going to lie. I've actually reported somebody.
I've reported people on other
because I thought this individual was too young, and I really did report them. And then afterwards, I found out that this person was actually 18. They were just baby faced as hell.
Yeah, well, I do some live streaming on another app, and you can watch other live streamers, and there's a crap ton of underage girls acting like little hoe mamas.
Really?
Really, and I report the hell out of them.
See, that's the kind of sites that need to go
down.
That's
why I say show bobs. That's because these non-English speaking commenters come into the stream and they can't say show boobs. They say show bobs.
I only did it because of the memes. I've seen the memes and they're funny.
Yeah, show bobs.
Bobs is always.
I never saw the memes, but a lot of these kids they don't
know what they're doing
mentally at that mature enough to understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
They just think,
don't
we're getting a bunch of attention, and they don't know what they're doing.
They need to shut those segments down. Don't get me wrong. I'm totally agreeing with you on this.
But this generation is so fucked.
I know.
They don't realize the immoral things that they're doing.
Well, there is kind of
that they don't realize that they're opening themselves up to predators.
There's one petition that is actually going around trying to save the content and try to tell them to find another way to get rid of that inappropriate content. Mm-hmm. Not the adult stuff, but the the ones that are not old enough to be doing this, and they're suggesting other ways to do it. I don't know what those ways are, but in the petition they were talking about, you can find another way. There are sites that do it all the time. I agree. There are sites that do it every single day. This is their main bread and butter, and they find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And if you're making this kind of amount of money, you don't screw with it. You find a way to fix what is broken about it and then leave the rest alone. And instead, they're just like, we'll just cut our losses. And they don't seem to realize that they're killing themselves. So much so that other companies are actually jumping on top of this. Pornhub,
that's their fault. I've been through the internet sex trafficking training.
Really?
Yeah. And when I see it, I know it's so easy.
Really?
There are terms and search queries that they use that is exclusive to their little clubs.
That's scary.
It is.
It's kind of terrifying, actually. That makes me worry.
I mean, it's trying to make you think, maybe rethink a little bit.
Well, it's not the
that make it, and it's so easy. Make it harder on them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to dig in deeper. They're going to go to other places, which is going to make harder for the people on the right side of the blue lights.
Yeah.
To find them.
It's going to make it. It's like a win-win. They have to work harder. We have to work harder.
Yeah.
But
I don't know
if they're having to work harder, then that just means.
But there may be a solution. There may be a solution.
Okay.
Pornhub itself is actually jumping on top of this. They actually put out a tweet that basically said, "Hey, those from Tumbler, come on over.
We have a new home for you."
Yeah, I actually have the tweet, and it was kind of funny. It kind of made me laugh a little bit. Oh, we're at the 2-minute mark?
32.
Oh, 32-minute mark? Okay. Anyway, so Pornhub actually put this tweet out, which, by the way, I got to send to you so you can put it down below. It says, Tumblers, Pornhub welcome you with open arms. Join our amazing community of millions. Curators customize your personal feed, create playlists, generate GIFs, and more. Creators upload videos, photos, GIFs, and short text posts to a massive audience and earn revenue for your content.
Right. And Pornhub has the resources to monitor this stuff.
Okay.
They have the resources. Tumblr probably doesn't have the resources.
Probably not. And see, that's the thing.
And they'd just rather not get into that because if there's a little bit of protection for them if somebody is posting child pornography on there. There's a little bit, but it's on then they're protected. It's on their platform, but it's not their fault.
Yeah.
Basically, is what it's saying. But it's a gray area, and they could be held liable also.
Yeah. Whereas
you made it,
Pornhub,
you made it easy for them. It's your fault too.
Whereas Pornhub
filters everything.
Yeah, they're like really strict.
They have teams.
Funny with a lot of their stuff. They've actually been. We've talked about Pornhub on this show before. I mean, to me, it sounds like a win situation, and plus they're getting revenue. I think people should do it. Jump ship from Tumblr and jump over to Pornhub. At least then you don't have to worry about it going down.
Right. And you know what? This is going to boost Pornhub's, and then they're going to have their own app.
Yeah.
Rather than having to go to the website, they'll have their own app.
I'm surprised Pornhub doesn't have an app already. I mean, think about it. How long have they been around, and how long have they been doing this? How do they not have an app?
They're mainstream pornography.
Well, yeah, I know. So is that why they don't have an app? Or?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Pretty much.
I've always wondered. I mean, it's one of those things.
I mean, they can create an app. It might not be in the official app store, but they can create an app, and you can download the APK from another source.
If you got Android.
Yeah, if you got Android. If you got iPhone, and
you're screwed.
Yeah. You don't.
But anyway, comment down below what you think about this Tumbler incident. Do you think that they should try to save it and find a way to get rid of the things that we really don't need in this world? Or do you think everybody should jump ship and go straight over to Pornhub? I mean, they literally said they had open arms. So I'm Kyle, the Iron Man Marshmallow. This is
Alex the Fat Man Gregory.
James Papa Fuzzy Leach.
Oh, there's that blinding white
Oh,
light
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Dig it. And you've been watching Nobody's. I kind of got the raspy there a little bit. And you've been watching Nobody's Listening. We appreciate you guys. Don't forget to
Like, share, and subscribe.
Share, subscribe. I was gonna do.
You say like, share, subscribe. Do one more.
Hey, hold on.
Like,
share,
subscribe, and we'll love to see you guys. Give us comments down below on any of these stories that you want to hear. We want to hear from you guys. Talk to you guys later.
Ooh, yeah.